No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills, in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
you don't let everyone into your home.
There is a fully functional whites-only, straights-only town in the United States in 2025. They call themselves Return to the Land and are a group of about 50 people so far in Arkansas, made up of men, women, and children. They say their goal is to have a white society that goes back to the fundamental white Christian values. In this small town, the men take on the task of building it, and the women take on the task of caring for the homes and the children. When asked about this whites-only project, they claim that it's all out of love and not because they hate any groups of people. They say that in order to protect their children, this was a necessary move to make. And they have supporters across the country. So much so that anytime anyone has a child, they're gifted thousands of dollars from their GoFundMe supporters. I think this is fucking insane.
Greetings, family, and welcome back to my channel. So in 2025, some people are trying to bring back segregation like it's in the 1950s. But here is a twist. Black and brown folks, we don't even care. Because if racists want to lock themselves away in isolation, away from the rest of the society, maybe that's the best thing they could do for us. The real question is, can they even survive without the very communities they exploited for centuries? If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing and consider joining our membership. Let's have a look.
I support the idea of a whites-only town, but only because I want those racist bigots out of my city. If all of the racists live in one little town, honestly, you're doing us a community service because we don't want you here. It's so funny to watch white supremacists get pressed over the fact that we don't give a that they are creating their own little whites-only town. Like, if you're gonna be a racist bigot, honestly, I think the best thing you can do is go create your own little town so we don't have to deal with you. If all of the bigots live in one town, I know where to avoid and who not to talk to. At that point, you're doing community service.
Funniest part about that whites-only town in Arkansas, black folks ain't mad, and you're mad, we not mad. So there's a brand new whites-only town in Arkansas, and the gag is black people don't even care. Now, I've seen the comments. Aren't black people upset? Why are you mad about this? We gonna clear this up right now. Nobody's upset, Popo. See, the one thing black people ain't gonna do is lose sleep over other people that want to create a safe space for themselves. Build your own little town, plant a flag, that's fine. Hang a welcome sign, whatever makes you feel good. Honestly, we gotta be real about something, because I saw the interviews, I saw the clips. This ain't a town of exceptional people. I mean, think about it. If you drop everything to move to this town, you probably already didn't have much going on anyway, right? And that's not shade, that's facts. So the question is again, why should black folks care? This is the part that cracks me up the most. Y'all want us to care. I see the confusion in your eyes, I see it. Y'all like, don't the blacks care? Don't they want to be where we are? Nah. We just want to make sure when we build our communities, we're not cheated out of the things that we're supposed to have. That's all we care about, boo. And it's wild because history has shown as soon as black people do build their own thriving spaces, what happened? Some of your people roll up and burn the whole thing down. But we're supposed to believe now y'all just want to be left alone. Child, I'm going to tell you what really gave it away for me, though. The fact that they ran to the media. That's not privacy, y'all. That's desperation. Numbers must be low. If you gotta beg the evening news to let them know that you exist, waitlist my ass. See, if black folks were building their town, the media would be the last people that we want to know about it. We gatekeep. We ain't trying to broadcast. But y'all couldn't wait to hold a press conference. That's not security, that's thirst. So no, we're not upset, we're not jealous, we're not even plotting to crash your party. Cause truth be told, we really don't care. And honestly, that's what really bothers y'all.
Welcome everybody to the second meeting of our newly established Immigrant, a whites-only town. Today I would like to discuss what laws we would like to see put in place. Do I have any ideas? Yes. No seasoning on chicken, absolutely no seasoning on chicken. I always say when it comes to chicken, the more white, the more right. In fact, if you boil your chicken, you can get it even whiter. So I would strongly recommend that. Do we have any other ideas? Yes. No vaccines. Well, that's a gimme, Bill, you fucking idiot. If it can't be healed with ivermectin, then we will just die. We can make polio great again. Do I have any other ideas? Yes. We need a flag. I couldn't agree more. And in fact, I've been keeping something secret from y'all. Something I've been working real hard on. I hope you like it as much as I do. This is my suggestion for the new Imbridia flag. You see, here we have the United States flag. We have a jar of mayo. What could represent us better? That's right, Linda, potato salad with raisins. The only way to eat a potato salad. Thank you all so much. All in favor of making this the new Imbridia flag? Excellent. This shall be our new flag. Thank you all so much. I'm getting tired and I need a smoke, so we're going to go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Next time, I want you to think about what kind of establishments you would like to see in Imbridia. Thank y'all so much.
Look, man, don't nobody want to live in a town where the spiciest thing y'all putting on food is mustard? Yeah, we don't want to live in no town that's riddled with bed bugs, fleas, and deer ticks. Right? We don't want to live in a town where there ain't no seasoning for the meat. That's why ain't nobody complaining. We happy for you. We want y'all to speed up the process. Stop talking about it and be about it. Yeah, but y'all talking about it because y'all done took out loans for 200 some odd houses, but y'all ain't got but 7 people want to move there. And them 7 people is the worst goddamn people on the planet. Don't nobody want to live around them motherfuckers, but y'all will. That's what y'all gonna be. You know how weird it's gonna be out there? You know how much unwanted touching and watching gonna be going on out there? Cause when y'all can't watch us, y'all gonna watch each other and start touching on each other. It's gonna be like being at a puffy party that you can never leave. It ain't gonna be nothing but bed bugs and baby oil every goddamn where. Do you know what it's gonna smell like in that town? Cause y'all ain't washing y'all legs and feet. Y'all motherfuckers 40 years old and still got dirt on your legs from when you was 5. That's gross as fuck. Don't nobody wanna live there? I'm telling you right now, good riddance to bad rubbish. That's what y'all is. Y'all nasty to the motherfucker. Don't want anybody wanna live in that nasty town. I can see the dirt now. It's the bubonic plague all over again. Once y'all go in them walls, we not letting y'all back out. We seen what happened with COVID. We know what y'all trying to do. Y'all is trying to create a dust dirt bomb like pig pen. And then y'all gonna apologize and come out here amongst the rest of us and give us whatever nasty ass diseases y'all been incubating and hibernating for however long we gonna leave y'all out there in the woods, right? I know what's gonna go on in them woods. Y'all gonna be running from each other at night like y'all on the episode of From. Absolutely not. Have at it. Good.
You see, America thrives because of black brilliance, Latino labor, immigrant innovation. You see? The music, the culture, the inventions, the food. I mean, the entire economy. None of it exists without us, you know? So when they say they are building a whites-only community town, I can't help but wonder, what are they really building, you know? Because if you erase everything created, inspired, and driven by the people of color, what's left? Silence, emptiness, and failure.
You're absolutely right. Whites-only towns back in the day were what we called sundown towns. So a sundown town were towns where black people knew not to be caught after dark. Not because we didn't want to be there, but because it wasn't safe. That wasn't a suggestion. That was a survival rule. So now here we are in 2025, and y'all think y'all invented something new with an all-white town in Arkansas? No, baby, this is a remix. And the wild part, honestly, for me, the system is set up to benefit whites in America, yet they still felt like they needed a whites-only town to be able to feel like they're prospering. Think about it. How mediocre do you have to be when the whole deck is stacked in your favor and you still like, nope, we still got to create an environment that we can win? That tells me you know you can't compete in the real world, even when you know the rules are written to help you. And y'all call it a safe space, but let's be honest, a safe space for who? Because black people in America, we never had the luxury of creating a safe space in which we could keep it to ourselves without white America coming in and totally destroying it. Meanwhile, you're out here begging for media coverage to show off your gated bubble. So yeah, sundown towns have always existed, and we know their history. The difference now is we're not scared. We're not running, and we're not going to lose no sleep over it. If that's the space you need to feel relevant, go ahead. Because here's the truth. Black people don't care about being in your little sundown sequel. We care about making sure our communities get what they deserve. And that's something no sundown town can stop.
Oh, let them build a white-only community in Arkansas. They'll find out. They'll find out how bored they are. I mean, without Mexican, indigenous, black, Asian influences, like, what are they even doing? Like just eating mayonnaise and listening to country music, I guess? Like, I'd be really worried about the kids in that community, though, right? Like, they're going to become the entertainment in an evil sort of way. But other than that, just let them have their experiment. They'll find out.
Well. It's Wednesday, baby, and I got a good bit of tea for you. Yes, I do. It's about those two fools that decided they were going to erect all white cities across the US of A, particularly in the Ozarks. Yes, baby, Arkansas, return to the land is what they call it, honey. They said they're going to grow their own food and build their own housing. They don't need me and you, that they are superior. Boo. Well, what if I told you today that they were asking for handouts? Yes, baby, they want tax-exempt status, honey. They don't want to pay their taxes. No, honey, and it's not just tax-exempt status they're asking for under the guise of their religious beliefs. They're also asking for exemptions and handouts for housing and food. What's the matter, white dude? I thought you were superior. I thought you knew how to build your own house and grow your own food. Mediocre, they say? But there's more than mediocrity at play here today. Yes, baby. You see, in order to become part of their community, they want a background check. Yes, baby. They want to make sure you're not going to get in there and break somebody's neck. And they want to see your ancestry, too, to see your purity, boo, which I think is quite strange here, dear, considering the fact that the architects of this town just so happen to be criminals, baby.
When y'all made that all-white town in Arkansas, how did y'all expect black people to react? Did y'all want us to, riot? Did you want us to, burn the city down, protest? How did y'all expect us to react? Because the reaction that you're getting is clearly not what you were looking for. Because if that would be the case, you wouldn't be trying to open up a whole nother city just like Arkansas. We've been excluded from places pretty much for generations. So why the fuck would we care about being excluded from a town in West Bumblefuck? You're acting like we can't go to Miami or LA or fucking Atlanta. Bitch, we don't give a fuck about Arkansas. I ain't never even been to Arkansas, and I have no intentions on going there. What the fuck? And think about it like this though. Y'all not even just excluding black people, y'all excluding Jewish people, people that could possibly look just like you guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's y'all trying to exclude y'all own people too at this point. So what y'all thought where y'all thought that was gonna go for y'all? You know what I mean? Or you were trying to rage bait us to see if we gonna get out our body? I'm curious to see what kind of reaction y'all were hoping to get from us. You know what I mean? Because we don't really give a fuck.
Hot take, I don't have a problem with them having a white-only town or community. They have one already in Arkansas. It's a members-only community, and they're thinking about doing one in Missouri. But see, my only thing is, if you guys are going to do it, you need to do it the right way. Why stop at a town? You need an island. You know, somewhere you can escape the horrors of woke people and colored people and gay people that want basic human decency and equality and justice. Like, ew, you know? Somewhere far, I don't know, maybe the Epstein Island, you know? Since Trump did say he was a terrific guy, I think it's only fitting that you take your king with you and, you know, build the walls. You can keep all of us colored people and woke people out of it. And then that way you guys can live in the 1950s freely without us bothering you. But I don't know. That's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I feel like you guys need to think bigger. Like, why would you want to be in a country that is so diverse? You need an island.
So for those of you that plan on moving to Arkansas to build the ricotta cheese only town, go ahead and do it. Do it. And don't be so concerned about why we're concerned about why you want to do it. We're actually not. The only concern that we have is, when are you going to call us to help you pack so that you could get there quicker? Because we could give two shits. But I have two conditions, though, for you guys to move. When you do move and you create that town, make sure that it's a town that you can't come out of, and the only people that could come in is more of you. I mean, when you think about what you need to come out for, you have no reason to come out. So make sure that you have everything that you need. And speaking of everything that you need, condition number 2 is get rid of all the things in your life that were created by black people, brown people, Spanish, whatever, that made your life a whole lot easier. Get rid of all those things and see how long you last. And you'll find yourself being preoccupied with what your neighbor's doing, because your whole existence was based on what we did. And now that you won't have us to observe and watch and lie on and whatever, see how long you last going against your neighbors.
The folks building up that white-only community in Missouri are very funny, because if you know your history, you'll realize that it's going to collapse upon itself. It's going to fail. And I really feel like they're going to notice that it's failing whenever Becky's trying to make burrito tacos and she's really fucking it up. And they'll find somebody else to blame at the end of the day, because these people have insane egos and are just extremely racist. Like, the thought of maybe my ignorance and my stupidity led to this failure is too much for them. They can't compute it, because for centuries they've been telling themselves that they're better than because of the color of their skin, because they're white. They're pure. They're God's gift to earth. You know what I mean? And their whole existence depends upon having their ego stroked by society. And if you don't stroke their ego, they're going to lash out. They're going to wall out. Like, and it's because they don't have any kind of culture. They don't have anything to really cling to besides whiteness. Because a lot of white people have lost their culture as a result of coming over here from Europe. And because they lost their culture, lost their heritage, they're always trying to infiltrate black and brown communities and take what they can and bring it back to them. You know what I mean? Because it's like they see that our communities are built on love and care for one another. And white supremacy doesn't allow for that. It drives for individualism. It drives for you not to care about anybody but yourself, because you're trying to reach a level of white supremacy that'll allow you to not give a fuck about anybody, that'll allow you to be extremely superior. White supremacy doesn't just mean supremacy over black and brown folks. It's supremacy over other white people as well. Because capitalism is one of the things that really holds up white supremacy and allows it to function and run rampant.
So maybe this town isn't a threat. It's a mirror. A mirror showing what happens when you cut yourself off from the very lifeblood that built America. Think about it. The traffic lights, the elevator, the ironing board. Black investors created them. You see? Jazz, blues, hip-hop, the heartbeat of America came from black communities. Even agriculture, the backbone of this nation, was perfected through the stolen labor and genius of enslaved Africans. And let's not forget, the wealth that built Wall Street came from the backs of black people. So when they try to isolate themselves, it's not us who will suffer, but them. Because America cannot exist, cannot thrive, and cannot move forward without black and brown brilliance. That's a real truth, family. So instead of worrying about their whites-only town, let's keep building our own. Because history has proven one thing over and over again. When us we create, we don't just survive. We set the standards for the rest of the world, okay? So let them isolate. Let them segregate. And they should not come looking back for us. I hope they're not planning to come looking for black help, black labor, Latino labor, Let them stay there. Let them do everything they want on their own and see how far it is going to last, all right? If they want to keep their racists away from the rest of us, let them do that. You see? Because they want to live in a town. They want to live in an isolated place where they're not going to be judged. People are not going to condemn their racism or their bad deeds. That's why they want to hide themselves. Let them do that. Maybe it is of our own benefit, Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And kindly please join our membership, okay? Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.